Whoa! That was a chunky one. I know, it's late. I get it. It's been out for a while. The Smile. Wall of Eyes. Album review. If you've just arrived and you're looking at me and you're like, I like the cut of this boy's jib, you better bloody sub the fuck up. STFU. Sub the fuck up. And if you're old here, we don't like boomers around here. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing boomers. You know I love you. But no, if you've been around for a while and you're just kind of like lurking, and again, you're not STFU'd. Fuck you. This is the second full-length album from this group, consisting of two key members of the legendary art rock band Radiohead. That would be Thom, Yorke, and Jonny Greenwood. It builds upon their critically acclaimed 2022 release, A Light for Attracting Attention, which introduced us to an alternate universe where Thom and Jonny gave up on the Radiohead moniker and instead decided to give us what would have most likely already been coming down the pipeline, but under a totally different alias. The music being this very cerebral, somewhat mathy progressive rock that could explode with rage in an instant, or chill itself out on an ambient just a song later. Kind of like Radiohead. This album here kind of feels like the next logical step from what Radiohead was doing on their last full-length album, A Moon-Shaped Pool. Take the opener, the title track, with its very rhythmic acoustic guitar playing, tense and droning strings, wonky synthesizers, splashy bits of effects. It's all incredibly weary and surreal, as well as subtle. The band plays with this less is more approach to songwriting on various other points of the album too. Lyrically, and even in terms of Yorke's performances, there seems to be an even deeper sense of dread and desolation than what has shown up on his more recent works. Stylistically speaking, TELEHARMONIC seems to be pulling from the Kid A and Amnesiac playbook, but even more atmospheric and robotic. Between the rolling drum beat, the waves of gloomy synths, Thom's disconnected vocals, it all just feels so alien and listless. Contrast this track with Read the Room, and I'm almost tempted to question whether this is even the same band. We get very angular guitar phrases, super expressive drumming from Tom Skinner, it's fantastic. There's even a krautrock style switch up at the halfway point. There is some sense of frustration in the lyrics. It seems Thom is pointing his ire at our increasingly dystopian society and economic landscape. Either way, the intensity has shifted into another gear, and I'm all ears. Under Our Pillows features a groove from the band that is not too dissimilar to what might have shown up on the last couple of Squid albums. I understand this is kind of ironic given that Squid takes so much inspiration from a band like Radiohead, but I digress. This track does not wish to stay in one place for too long, as we are made to coast out on a wash of ambience, following yet another krautrockean jam. It's a very fitting complement to the lyrics, which very abstractly talk about clean slates and starting fresh, giving in to certain states of mind, essentially. The swelling chamber instrumentation throughout A Friend of a Friend seeps its way into the track seamlessly, backing up a lyrical narrative that seems to center around some sort of agoraphobia. This is probably one of the more straightforward and familiar sounding ballads on the album. Nonetheless, it is one of much richness and density, despite its very linear disposition. The other lead single to this album, Bending Hectic, it truly is hectic. Between its mostly freeform first leg, its mind-melting second leg, the 8-minute length, I mean, not to sound like a cliche or anything, but this one really is a journey off the face of a cliff. Yeah, on the surface, that is exactly what's happening. Be not fooled, though, village idiot, for there is always a deep beneath the surface of the water. Metaphorically speaking, it would seem that this is a character coming to terms with the harsh realities of life, and deciding against all odds to face up to the daily challenges they face instead of giving up. Could be more to it. It really is an evocative cut, and the fuzzy 90s style guitar shredding on the back end is a welcome moment of bombast and catharsis. This brings us to our closer, a bare-bones piano ballad with some sparse percussion to fill out the mostly dead space. Oh, and the song's called You Know Me as well. Lyrically, there's a sense that the protagonist is feeling backstabbed, shortchanged. There's a manipulative side to the person that they're dealing with, who presents as if they are trustworthy. There's a sort of determination from the narrator who feels it's necessary to create a personal boundary between them and the person. It's a dreary but somewhat fitting end to this album, as it wraps up many of the key themes being explored on this record, such as social anxiety, lack of trust in systems, and even just general uncertainty in life. I am impressed with this crop of songs. I actually find it relatively easy to immerse myself into this album, given just how meditative and entrancing a lot of the material here is. As I mentioned earlier, I think this is the Radiohead album that we've all been waiting for since A Moon-Shaped Pool, as it really does continue down that more abstract, wistful sonic and lyrical direction. Despite the occasional moment of lull here on this project, I found this thing to be consistently engaging, evocative, poignant, even moving at certain points. It's got me excited for more work from this supergroup somewhere down the line, maybe soon? Who knows? Giving this thing an 8.8 out of 10. Outro time. What do you do? What do you even do? How do you do it? That has been another episode of Dan Will Review. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment as well. Tell me what you thought about what I had to say about this new The Smile album. Have you heard the album yourself? Do you like it, or do you hate it yourself? What do you say? Thank you for sticking around and watching. If you have, I mean, if you haven't, then, well, you're not around to see this part of the video, so I guess I'll just say, what the hell, man? Come on, dude, that's not cool. Like you cut, G. Yeah, I don't have a beard anymore. That's scary. Really scary, like uncanny. That's enough about me. How have you been? Have you been going to therapy? What have you guys been talking about in therapy? I'm really interested.
You've been going to therapy? Yeah, okay, cool, yeah. What have you guys been talking about? Anything in particular? Yeah. Okay. Don't know if I can even... How do you spell that? I don't think I can actually even write that. It's disgusting. I'm not no, I'm not taking... I'm just... It's just a shopping list. I'm listening. Say that again. Wait, how do you spell that? Assassination. Yeah, sweet. Love it. Love it.
If enough of you subscribe, I might be able to afford a chair. That's enough from me, kids. Sweet dreams. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. All that stuff that I said at the beginning. Yeah.